Hello and welcome to the JR's Gaming Podcast, where we talk about the rise of Nintendo and what this great gaming franchise has in store for us in the future of gaming, and of course the country from which it was born, Japan. And I'm your host. Almost messed up there, but I'm your host, Judah Terry, and I'm joined as always by the king of ranting, my good friend and co-host Roan Fern. Roan Fern, it's the third episode in. I'm very sorry for everyone on YouTube who's have had a delay in our episodes. It's been a bit unfortunate because all of our schedules have been in the air recently, haven't they? All over the place.
Yeah.
But that aside, hopefully this week I'll be getting everything out on normal time. But Rowan, all that aside, how have you been this week?
It's just sort of been an uneventful week. I mean, it's absolutely hammered it down
Most
of the week.
Yeah.
This is one thing I put in my talk about is that it doesn't feel like summer. Like this is the thing, June, right? Towards the end of June,
it felt like bloody August.
The sun was out. No, but the sun was out, and I was like, in the back garden, like just chilling and stuff in the sun. I had to put on sun cream in June as well.
It was hot.
That's how hot it was. And then July rolls around. Everyone's expecting it to be twice as hot, and it just rains.
It rains. It does what the UK does best. Just rain.
I'm so confused, and it's the 22nd of July, and so far it's not even been like July. This July has been the worst July I think that this country's ever. It's just rain. Literally, that's it. That's all I can say.
It's never been like this in ages. Like honestly, I remember like one summer when I was about 7 years old, where it literally just rained all summer, and that was the worst this summer of my life. I remember that clearly. But this is like this again. It's gone. We had a really, really hot. All complaining about the heat as us Brits do. That's what we do best, complain about the weather. But all we do, we never have it right here, do we, Rowan? We're either complaining about how hot it is or complaining how miserable it is.
Well, after all this, I'd rather have some heat now.
Yeah, I want some heat. It's just depressing, isn't it? Like, imagine, it's just, like, what is the UK? It's broken. Like, someone's hit the weather box with a hammer, and like it's like gone all malfunction. Like, this is like autumn weather, wouldn't you say? Like, it's like, like it's just raining cold.
It feels like, I mean, if you look out the window now, it does not look like summer whatsoever.
It doesn't. Nothing. No.
But like, I don't understand. Hopefully August brings some more sort of, but this is the thing. Now, here's the thing. July is normally like the month where the record-breaking temperatures come in.
And
it's just rained.
The burnt Britain temperatures, basically.
Yeah.
And all it's done is rain. Which I guess is good and bad. Like it's not really summer. And I mean, a lot of my friends have like ran off to Turkey and Greece and Africa and space.
Oh yeah, someone I know's got like just come back from Spain. So
exactly.
And I've just been sat here in the freezing cold.
It's just like we've had such a great. They come out with their tans, coming out with their pictures, their Instagram pictures, and they're like, "This is so good." And I'm like, "Shut up, please," because me and you have just been sitting in the UK. Having our holidays here in the UK, and it's just been horrible. And I am hoping, Ryan, that it does get better because I'm going away next week for about a week and a half.
Oh, yeah, we'll mention this,
Yeah, we'll mention this. I'm going to talk about what's going to happen. It's going to be crazy. But I'm going down south to see family and enjoy some time down there. That's my holiday for this year, if you like, this summer holiday. But it's not going to feel like a summer holiday if it's going to be raining all the time. So I'm really hoping the weather actually picks up and is nice because I don't want it to be like just rain.
I think it's mostly raining in all parts of the UK. I mean, if you look I looked on the weather, and those diagrams with like the blue sort of rainy areas. It was in most parts of the UK. So
the weatherman just like looks depressed. So the UK for this year, all around the UK, from Scotland to Brighton, it's just rain. Like,
admittedly, it isn't as bad as a thunderstorm we had like 3 weeks ago. It's not as bad as that.
Yeah, I got a flood in the room. We actually flooded.
Did.
And
I was meant to say that, but you go ahead first. You go ahead.
So about two big things. So my university that I'm going with at the moment, film school. I'm working on an agency for the film I'm acting in right now. That actually got flooded, and we had to shut down the entire thing. Thankfully, we had all the kit. So we didn't need to go in and collect it that day in Birmingham. But that was in Birmingham, and the entire facility was flooded, which was great. Not great.
Oh, that's not good.
Not good. But thankfully, it's all drained out now. That was when the big thunderstorm hit. Which I'm sure all of you in the UK would have known about.
I think that here over here that lasted about an hour, I think. But I think I might have told this before. However, there was a massive thunderstorm, and it was like I was quite enjoying it. I was like, this feels quite relaxing, just
enjoying the thunderstorm.
And then all of a sudden, I started hearing these like sort of drops, but it wasn't coming out from outside.
Oh god,
it was coming from in my room.
Oh
And
no!
this has happened in the past. This had happened in the past, like the same area. And I looked up to the
Mm,
same area where it had once like flooded before, and there was just water
mm.
coming through. So I rushed through.
Oh.
I rushed through. Told my dad, and like I went and got like a bowl. I was stood there for like 30 minutes, like while someone else had to go up like to the attic and see what the problem was. I was stood there for about 30 minutes holding this bowl there to make
Oh
sure
no!
because if you don't know, that part of the roof which water was coming down, that's where like my TV, PlayStation, and Xbox is.
Oh
So I was
no!
just I was just like I unplugged the PlayStation, put it in another room in a box. So I was like, no way am I letting this happen. No way.
Oh man!
Um,
That
and
would have
yeah,
that would
I
have
was.
quickly been a disaster.
But
If
it's
I...
patched up now. It's we've patched up the hole. So I mean, but it's weird. It's not like a massive hole. It's just like sort of a tiny one. But like water was just coming through.
And you're just like standing there for 30 minutes with the bowl, being the bowl
Yeah,
man. That's just no.
it
I had
was
the
weird.
same thing, but it was literally we both had the same sort of situation. It seems like because I've got a window that's really faulty. This August, I'm getting my entire room revamped. I'm getting it repainted, re-windowed, all of
Mm.
it, all in one go. So it'll be
And so
lovely.
does that mean all your posters will have to come off?
All my posters, I know it's
Ah,
tragic, man. But I'll put them
hang
back on.
on. Wait, you've got a massive bookshelf.
Oh yeah, I've got two massive
So
bookshelves.
what are they? Where are they going to go?
I don't know. Like I'll throw them out the window. No, not do that. Bad idea.
Oh,
But no, what we have to do is we have to like collapse all of the stuff and then like put it into my sister's room, which is next door, which is also slightly same sort of size, and she's got more space at the moment, so we have to like move everything out. I've got a gecko, so I've got to move him out. My sister's got to look after him while we paint the entire
right.
room. So it's like,
Mm.
oh, great, and then I can't really do that much because I'm acting most of that month. So next month's also going to be a very busy palaver, I guess. And it looks like Roan might have to take over the podcast again because I'm going
Oh,
to
we're
be.
mentioning that later on.
We are indeed. That's a little teaser for next on. But my pain point was though, Rowan, that I had my windows faulty. So in the thunderstorm,
Mm.
all of a sudden there was like a splash, and I looked to my right,
Splash.
yeah, like an actual splash, and a huge
Ooh.
like pool of water came like through the window at once and started to like amount. So it was not. You had a drip. I had a gush, and it was gushing down my
Oh yeah,
windowsill.
mine would drips like every sort of 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's bad though, because then but mine was a
Yeah,
gush.
but yours is a gush, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like a fountain going down the windowsill, and that will. But let's track it down. So you got the windowsill, the water hits the windowsill, goes down to my radiator, and the radiator leads to my wires, and that's just disaster waiting to happen. So I literally had to run, grab all the towels from our family's bathroom, and stuff it against my windowsill. Call my mum. We had to come and like make a pile of like it might have been the Tower of Bloody Babel, like
Yeah.
all just put up on this windowsill and just there, and like it was literally a biblical thunderstorm. It was. I thought I was gonna like get the entire room flooded and have to go onto some. I don't know. I have to get into a Noah's Ark. That's how scared I was. It was my entire room was flooding, and I was like, and it gushed out the other side as well. So I had to like put all my hoodies, and then I ruined all my hoodies and put. Yeah, oh man, it was a nightmare. And why? Why did I have to have a faulty window? Why me? Like, so annoying, man. But anyway,
Oh,
Ryan, yeah.
I mean, if I had that problem, I don't know. I mean, it depends where it was. I mean, my window's sort of on par with my bed. Like my bed's next to my window. So if I had a gush through my window, I wouldn't be sleeping that night.
You'd be like floating that night instead in a pool
Yeah,
of
just
water.
floating. I'd have to use it as like a boat or something. But
yeah, like a
but anyway, so what next then? What we
What are we talking about next? Ryan, my week. My week's been
Your
nightmare.
week.
Nightmare.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
Oh yeah. I've just recovered from a burnout. Another burnout.
Wait, driving shenanigans.
Driving shenanigans. That's coming up. Indeed, that's coming up. That's going to be another burnout.
Right.
Yeah.
Another burnout.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that in a second. But this week.
Right.
I've been acting, as everyone knows. I'm in a film, and that's going to come out at some point. I can't say too much about it, but I can say I'm shooting it in Birmingham and stuff. And it's all shot at night, so
Birmingham's like your second home at this point.
Yeah, it is. I'm actually there every next day, just in the centre of Birmingham. And I don't like Birmingham that much. Sorry to all the Brummies out there and all my friends that are from Birmingham. I just don't really like the city. It's just not. I like my own London better. But anyway, that aside, Birmingham. I've been there every next week, right? But the problem is the film is all shot at night, meaning that we start shooting at about 9-10 o'clock, right? 10 o'clock, if not 11 o'clock, because it gets dark late these days. And then we have to guess what time we get back? 6. I've got to be on the caffeine. 6 a.m. That's when I get back. It's like an hour and a half drive from where I live from Leicestershire. I've got to travel from there to Birmingham, so it's like sort of an hour drive from Birmingham. So then I've got to go from there to there, and I get back at 6 a.m. and I've just struggled to sleep because I was on coffee.
I mean, surely by the time you come back, the sun's almost up, isn't it?
It is up. It's so depressing to be like, man, you hear the birds just going tweet, tweet. It's like, shut up, birds. Go back to bed.
You haven't even slept yet.
Yeah, reverse the clock. It's so annoying, man. I've not even slept yet. Everyone's getting up and going to work, and I'm going to bed. It's just like, whoa. It's so depressing, honestly. Even my director found it depressing. But it's the thing you got to do with acting. But the problem is, guys, this week we did something quite dangerous and ambitious. Did a back-to-back shoot, which means I do one night, go to bed at 6 a.m, probably get 2 hours sleep, wake up, and then I do the next night as well. So I'm on 2 hours sleep and drugs, literally, caffeine, and then I've got to do another night. So by the end of the night, I'm purely dead. So yesterday, I was dead. I was literally dead, and now I'm still dead, but I'm still surviving, and I've got a Coke in hand, so we can get through this episode. But Rowan, bloody hell, this film better be good.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping my performance has held off, and you can't tell that I'm literally asleep. But
yeah,
that's been my week. But Ryan, more to that, I've got some driving shenanigans coming up, which I thought we mentioned a bit earlier. But Ryan, this Saturday I'm shooting off to Worthing. Now Worthing, you can have a guess where Worthing is. You think you know where Worthing is. You know where Worthing is.
Near sort of. Well, yeah, it's south. It's very south.
It's on the sea.
Yeah.
South on the sea, and it's in Brighton.
I've been near Worthing when I've gone to Devon.
Yeah. Devon's it's basically the same on south on sea, but the other all the other direction. But Brighton. It's literally the next town on from Brighton. So, but here's what's going to happen, Rowan. You know where Kent is, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's great. So London, Greater London. So mid south, right? I'm going to in the same day. I'm getting up at 7. No, I'm getting up at like 5 actually on Saturday. Leaving at 7 with the family. We're driving to Worthing. That's a 3 hours drive.
Leaving at 7 a.m. Right?
So leaving at 7 a.m. Got a 3 hours drive down to Worthing. Pick up my grandma, and then we're gonna unpack, of course, and then we're driving to Maidstone, Kent.
And how long will that take?
That's going to take about 2 hours or an hour and a half.
So you're sat there for about 5 hours in a car.
Exactly. And guess what? We're doing it Maidstone. And guess what? We're doing it for a day because it's my uncle's 80th birthday party. So we're in Maidstone for the rest of the day, and then we're driving back to Worthing. So that's a total of 5, 6, 7 hours on the road.
Wow. But I mean, yeah, because when it takes about 5 hours if there's traffic to get to Devon. But
oh yeah.
Imagine
7 hours, and then I've got to compose myself for a party because it's a big party. They'll be drinking there, so I'll probably drink myself to death and then go home and be drunk on the way back. So I can't imagine how long it'll be.
Driving shenanigans.
At least I'm not driving. That's the only thing.
I thought that. I thought, is he taking his driving lessons or something in Worthing?
In Worthing, to Worthing. Today's lesson is to drive to Worthing and back. That'd be great. But then I live in Leicestershire, so it's like so long to get there. So I'm like, But I just, man, I'm not looking forward to Saturday, but yeah, it's gonna be a great one. But Ryan, you've been on the tennis recently, haven't you? What's going on with that?
I'm into tennis all of a sudden.
Space and tennis.
That's my life. But the thing is, I'm into tennis because recently the Wimbledon's been on.
It has.
You know what Wimbledon is, guys? It's like one of the biggest tennis tournaments, and it's in London.
The UK, in London. Yeah. Let's hold up. We've got to do the theme tune, right? 3, 2, 1. Do the beatboxing. I've got to do the theme tune. Remember for Wimbledon, we've got to do it. Got to do it, so all the cultured people out there can know what it sounds like, All right, so 3,
look it up.
2, and 1. And it does that 3 million times over and over again.
Yeah, well, that's basically it. All right.
Anyway,
I've been playing like just sort of just testing out a few tennis games. Because I had one left over from the Xbox 360 because my Xbox 360's done so well. I mean,
still
it's
going
lasted years and it's still been pretty good. I could sell the Xbox 360. I mean, I won't get too much for it, but about 50 quid. But
you have got the latest Xbox though. So
I do have the latest Xbox as well. But I've returned to the retro end of
retro
Xbox.
era. I love doing that.
To be honest, the Xbox 360 is probably the best era of Xbox. I mean, That was when it was most popular, and now Xbox Game Studios, obviously, they're not making as much money, which is sad. But
yeah. I mean, they are kind of
anyway,
outnumbered, but yeah.
But yeah, so I've been doing that. That one's called like Top Spin something else, but that's pretty good.
Some
But I've
tennis.
also been on the Mario Tennis as well because I have a
Yeah.
GameCube, another retro thing, and that has Mario Power Tennis on it, which is the best sort of Mario Tennis game. Also, someone what's it? People comment on the way we say, not us, but like British people say Mario. They go like, "Oh, it's Mario, dude! It's Mario."
No, not Mario. What a dickhead! It's Mario, guys.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Because someone in the UK was talking about it, and they put some like American guy in the comments put like Mayro, like
Mario.
taking the mick out of like Mario, like they're taking the mick out of it basically.
Well, honestly, just to those Americans, you're the one with the weird accent, not us. We actually say it properly. We say Mario. And there's never been Super Mario. That's what I hate about American accents. They're like, oh, Mario. But I say that with love because, like,
I'm sorry, MS Guy.
I'm sorry, MS Guy. And I'm sorry to all our American listeners which support the show.
You're welcome back on the podcast anytime.
Of course. But we all love you, Americans. We do as the Brits. But we got to have some ban now. The accents
yeah,
are a milestone.
There's a lot of jokes. I mean, he even admitted, I think, that there's a lot of jokes about British people in America. Like,
I know, there is. I mean, we should, when we get Matthew back on, we should delve into some of those British memes.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, we should.
But anyway, so yeah, I've been playing a bit of the Mario Tennis, and it's quite a good game because it's got all the sort of the the power ups and stuff. It makes it more interesting.
Makes it more fun, yeah, and all the characters as well. I mean,
to be honest, I do miss the old Nintendo. I remember when DS games were still getting made and stuff. I'm sort of like I mean, I said before about like I think I've been a bit sad because of like nostalgia and stuff, but because like when I see like what's it like, I don't know, like I don't know. You remember everyone had a DS, everyone had a Wii.
That was the good old days, times. Yeah, it was the good times. The day when the DS was made and I was a child and everything was happy. There was no stress in life, nothing to worry about, no adult stress, no college stress. Just me as a kid and my DS. I loved that, honestly. Yeah. And that was the good days. And I always wish I could go back to them, but no, because my DS, I haven't got a clue where it is because my sister broke it, and I wish I had another one, but.
But yeah. But anyways, something else just to close off this talk about. Timestamp stress. So after this, hopefully it won't be stressful.
Right.
But it has the potential to be because. Do you want to explain to them what I've got to do, or shall I?
I mean, I can explain. Well, recently I've been Roan has noticed that I'm dead all the time because the podcast is a lot to do. It's not just these episodes, guys. Take a long time to do. You've got to timestamp them, get all the links in, get everything done. Particularly in Nintendo Music Wars, that's a nightmare. But a timestamp is where you listen to the episode and we have to individually put individual times for the sections of things that we're talking about. I mean, we've recently started doing it because it gets us. It makes all the listeners like it. It's easier for everyone to navigate the episode. But I've been way too burned out because I'm having to produce the episode and timestamp it. It's way too much. As Roan, he works on it with me. He's kindly become the timestamp man. Now it would be easy for Roan, as it would be kind of if he had one to do. But Roan has one to do. Not one, but 3 to do this week, and that's 3 hours.
Bear in mind, guys. Bear in mind that each podcast episode is an hour each. That's 3+ hours that I've got to listen to.
Oh, but the good thing is,
I could skim through it, but it's more accurate if you listen to it.
Yeah, it's more accurate, I guess. So it depends what he wants to do. But the good thing is, right, you don't have to. At least one of them you don't need to worry about until towards the end of the week.
Yeah, at least there's that. Yeah.
But he's got 2 to do, and timestamp stress. Everyone hates it. Everyone loves timestamps when they're done and they're on the board. It looks nice to see them. Until this making them, it's so tedious. Speak to Elijah. Speak to me. Speak to any YouTuber. It's a nightmare. So honestly, Roan, thank you very much for doing it. It's big stuff. And he's got timestamp stress.
I'll probably become the timestamper for the foreseeable future because I'm doing one a week. That's like I could take that on to like,
and it's enjoyable for you as well. You can listen to the podcast as well. Be like, oh, nice, yeah. So Ryan is the timestamp man, and thankfully that's a big help to me because I don't have to timestamp them anymore. And because it's such a stressful job. But kind of speaking of that, I'll do the announcements now. For announcements, we have kind of a biggish announcement, but I'm not going to be here for 2 weeks. Meaning, oh, it's sad. The podcast is dead. Bye. No, it's not. Don't worry, guys. We
This
would
is the
never
last
leave you
episode.
hanging. This is the last episode with me in for 2 weeks. But I'm away, as you know, driving around the country being a madman. So it's impossible for me to do the podcast. So therefore, Rowan.
Unless you want to do it while you're on the road.
Yeah, I'm on the road. I'm on the road now to. So Rowan, you'll be stepping in with Elijah.
I'll be the host.
Yeah.
I'll be the host.
Yeah,
Elijah
you'll be
will
the
be the
host.
co-host. So there's two. So I'll be the temporary host. Elijah will be the temporary co-host.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
two
basically.
temps.
Two temps on the podcast. But yeah, of course, Ryan, you're the original, if you like. You're the original.
Yeah.
But of course, Elijah's our podcast member. And a lot of you like him. He's a podcast member of ours. And he's returning for 2 weeks, guys. So if you've missed him already, don't worry. He's coming back for 2 weeks with Rowan. And the two...
generic Englishman.
The generic Englishman, as he's known. That's his nickname, the generic Englishman. So for those of you who hang around...
by the way. His words, if you didn't hear that episode.
Oh, man, that was funny.
It.
He was like, oh, I'm just a generic Englishman. And everyone was like, ha ha, because it was just so funny.
Oh, yeah. I burst out laughing.
Yeah. I was a southerner and you're a northerner and he's a generic Englishman. I love his voice. He just, hello, guys. Today, we're going to be talking about music. Music from all around the Nintendo franchise. He's going to listen to this. He's going to be like, well done, Judy. You sound exactly like
Elijah, what are you doing here?
Oh, well, I'm here to talk about Nintendo. That's what I'm here for.
I can't actually tell that that's you anymore.
Really? Yes. I actually am Judah Terry, but I'm also Elijah Terp. Maybe it is. Maybe Elijah's me. Who knows? Conspiracy theory.
Yeah. Yeah. We just what we did is we for all that time you were just talking to yourself and you just added yourself in with a different voice.
So I was just like, so I'll do that. So today I'm joined by temporary co-host Eli Terp and Nintendo music producer. Hello everyone, I'm Eli Terp, and
that's the theory.
Yeah, the theory, guys.
So
what is Roan really? Is Judah really leaving? No, I'm joking, guys. Before the conspiracy theory turned into a big one, Elijah is a genuinely different guy. Check out his channel. He's got more subscribers than any of us. He's got 400 plus because he's a music guy.
Some of these news stories look like essays.
Oh man, we've got a lot to cover in this episode.
We do in a short space of time.
Yeah. So But yeah, anyway, Rowan and Elijah, you're going to be taking over for 2 weeks. It's going to be exciting. I'm excited to hear what you guys can produce, and I'm going to be away. So this is goodbye from me, guys, for 2 weeks. But anyway, let's make it.
It'll sort of be like it'll be sort of this never happened before. I mean, you've always been when Elijah's been there. You've always been there as well. But I'd like to see how it'll play out.
It will be. I mean, there's only one episode that I've not been in, and that's Elijah, and he was on his own, bless him. Do a solo episode, and he did really well actually.
Anchor wants me. Remember, I told you that thing. I mean, Anchor said that I should do a podcast about beans on toast.
They did
by myself, a solo podcast about beans on toast.
Oh, Anchor, I love you. Yeah, he's like, oh, you should do a podcast on beans on toast.
Hang on. Or sorry, podcasters. Should have stuck with Anchor.
Yeah, Anchor's changed their name to podcast Spotify for podcasters now. What's going on?
Spotify for podcasters. Have they sort of merged then? I'm guessing.
Yeah, they've merged. I mean, they were already supported by Spotify, and now they've become the second Spotify. It's like no. Anchor was great, but it's still called Anchor on my phone, so yeah, I'm happy about that.
It's cool. I'll just pretend it's still Anchor.
Well, it's still Anchor. We all know it's Anchor. Anyway. I think without further ado, Rowan, we should hit the news.
News of the week.
News of the week. That's it. Yes, you got to say that each time. I forget now. So start again. Do it.
News of the week.
First time was better. But anyway, yes, guys, it's the news of the week. Story 1. Pikmin 4 finally available today. Now, before I talk about Pikmin 4, I do like Pikmin 4. It's definitely.
Don't know much about it.
Yeah, but this is the only thing. It's you've definitely seen it though, because it's like they're one of the main things about Nintendo that I've not really played that much. That's the only thing.
It's sort of a bit like Zelda, where I know what it is, but I've not. But at least I've sort of played like a Zelda game. I've never played a Pikmin game.
Yeah, Pikmin. I've played a Pikmin game. It's actually really fun. I think it's underrated, 100%. And we're actually gonna
really hold on. On one episode, I don't know if I'm the only one who remembers this, but you said the one thing you don't like about Nintendo is Pikmin.
I don't think I said that. Did I say that?
I remember.
Did I actually say that?
I think so. It was I think it was an episode last year where we talked about Pandora's box.
No,
And I said we
maybe it
looked it
was.
up. We looked it up, and it said there's like evils in Pandora's box, and I was just like, what do you just hate? And you said Pikmin. I was like, okay, imagine it's full of Pikmin stuff.
Oh, maybe. I don't
Mm.
know, because the funny thing about Pikmin is, I think it's all right. I'm not a hater of Pikmin. I played maybe that was before I played it, and I was a bit biased and rude because I thought it looked silly. But I've cultured, I've changed since then. Maybe I don't know if I said that or not. I can't remember. But
the Pandora's box episode will forever go down as like one of the weirdest episodes.
Yeah, don't listen to it.
Yeah, listen to it. It's the best episode we've ever done.
It was the best episode we ever. No, it's not. But yeah, it was very funny. But anyway, yeah, Pikmin 4. I know. It's I played it recently. I played some Pikmin on the Nintendo 3DS, and I was like, it's underrated. Definitely underrated.
Hate Shop.
Yep, Hate Shopped
Nice.
it, guys. Shout out to the Hate Shop, still going. Nintendo's still not smacked it in the face. But anyway, everyone's happy because Pikmin 4 has been released. The new Pikmin 4. So. Pikmin 4 finally available today. A new adventure blossoms as Pikmin 4 launches for the Nintendo Switch today on My Nintendo Store and throughout selected retailers. On a peculiar faraway planet, a group of space travelers are stranded and awaiting rescue. As the newest recruit of the Rescue Corps, players pick up the travelers' SOS signals and explore an enchanted world inhabited by a curious crop of creatures. Thankfully, some of them are friends, not foes. Together with Pikmin's spirited helpers, which might be small in stature but boost strength in numbers, players will explore, hunt for treasure in vast areas, battle wild critters, solve puzzles, and rescue the stranded travelers. Pikmin can be grown, gathered, and guided to tackle tasks big and small, and they come in a variety of shapes, sizes, and colours. For example, red Pikmin are flame resistant and boost powerful attacks. Newly discovered ice Pikmin can keep cool by freezing enemies, bodies of water, and more. The strange new glow Pikmin, thriving in the dark, can stun enemies with the light they emit. Actually, the new adorable rescue pup will also join the adventure. This dependable companion can smash obstacles, transport heavy objects, and carry both the player and the whole host of the Pikmin on his back. Oachi can learn to jump, doggy paddle, swiftly rush enemies, and more. Puzzling challenges, strange creatures, and powerful bosses do not only await players above ground, but also in caves scattered across the planet. Time flows differently in these dark depths, so players can descend and explore at their own pace. Seasoned planetary explorers looking for a challenge can test their mettle in night expeditions fraught with danger and more aggressive creatures. The mission is to defend structures containing glow sap, a precious substance that enemy critters are eager to get their paws on. Dandori battles will put anyone's organizational efficiency skills to the test, either solo or against other players on the same console. In these battles, players try to collect more objects than their opponent within the time limit to win and save the castaway. A free Nintendo eShop demo for the Pikmin 4 is also available and allows players to immerse themselves in this floral adventure. So you can get it on the eShop for demo, and any progress can be transferred to the full game after its release. Right? I think I just read the blueprint for Pikmin, the entire blueprint.
I think so. That was yeah, it was a mouthful. But overall, I've seen I saw the launch trailer, and I also saw like the follow-up one about Pikmin 4, and it looks fun. Like in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you're a fan of space. This is like, it's kind of spacey.
I'm a fan of space. Whether or not this depicts what space is really like, I'm not too sure. But
I mean, it's alien planet, really, isn't it? Like, you explore little things and use basically, from my experience with Pikmin, you use these Pikmin to like collect items and get around. I played it like a few months ago, and I was like, this is fun. I can get into this. Like, I think it's. People see it and they can't be asked to get it because there's better games out there, and that is true. There are better games out there, but I think it is underrated. I think I'm surprised it's not got enough, and we're actually going to talk about.
I mean, if someone had a choice between Mario Odyssey and Pikmin, which do you think they're going to choose?
Mario Odyssey, obviously. Yeah. But it's still a good game that should be considered. Which is why you should get the demo. I think we could all get it. But it's one of those games where I think that people look at it and they're like, "Oh, it can't be asked," But they should try it because Pikmin has always been. They've been one of the many faces of Nintendo. You got like Mario, Zelda, Kirby, and Pikmin. They've always been there somewhere. Like, they even got their own AR card, which you have with the Nintendo 3DS. Oh, bro, I miss those AR codes.
Oh yeah.
Those were the days as well. When you first got that 3DS and you had those little cards and you play those mini games on the AR, augmented reality. Oh, lovely.
Wait,
But
do you
yeah.
know Face Raiders as well?
Oh, Face Raiders.
That's
Bro,
like a game that came with the 3DS.
It was the best game ever. Why are people
It
playing
was
everything
weird.
else?
It was actually weird, but I mean,
I love that
floating
little game.
faces.
I had so much fun with that, but
Mm.
I never completed it for some reason. I got stuck on one of the last bosses. So I was like, oh.
And the last boss is literally like someone's face. That's
That's what I like about it. I'm like, get all the
anyway, no
people
more
you don't
rambling.
like.
Let's go.
No
Wait,
rambling.
so
Yeah.
what's our final word on Pikmin 4?
I think we should all go and play it because from
Yeah.
what I can see, it used to be a very 2D game, and it's. Oh, sorry, I'm burping. I've drank too much Coke. It's a very. What's going on here? It was a 2D game more even so. This is now you're now delving into the 3D Pikmin, and I'm glad Nintendo kept it going. They haven't stopped the franchise yet. It's really fun. It looks really fun, and I think once you get the game, once you can be asked to actually pay the money, get the game, it's really fun. And what I can see, and I've got a friend who plays it, loves it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Is this? Hold on. Listen, wait. I'm just looking at Pikmin, like the word.
He's got a light bulb moment.
Pikmin,
Yeah.
Pokemon. Pikmin, Pokemon. Is
that
a coincidence?
Pikmin, Pokemon. I don't know. Is it?
Dude, bro. Okay.
No.
Look at the word. Look at the word Pikmin. Doesn't it look similar to Pokemon?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, it's only got like
the last part.
It's only got eyes. That's what it's got. It's got no E at the end.
No, there's not an E at the end.
Yeah, it's not. Oh yeah. No, there's no.
Dude, that's my theory. I think now I think that the Pikmin universe and the Pokemon universe are intertwined.
Really? Just by looking at their names.
Or they could be on the moon face of Majora's Mask.
Oh yeah. That's funny actually. You never know now. Like,
I've always thought that. Is that just me? I'm sure. Like, if you
I've looked it up. Yeah, Pikmin and Pokemon, nothing. They're not intertwined at all. No, they're completely different.
No, that's my theory though, that they're intertwined. That's mine.
Good theory.
I'm gonna make a whole Wikipedia page about it.
Just writing like Pikmin and Pokemon are the same. There's no evidence, but
surely I'm not the only one. Like Pikmin, Pokemon.
That's interesting. I've not thought of that, but I'm yeah.
I thought that see where you go with this theory. Like about the word itself.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where you go with this theory. See if it goes anywhere. But yeah, of that aside, I think people should go and play it. Season 4 is not season 4. Pikmin 4 is now out. Do you think you might one day pick up Pikmin 4?
Maybe.
See what's going on. Maybe. Yeah, I think I will.
Do you think the Hate Shop will come out on the Switch when it's like had its run?
I don't know. Switch, that's going to be like 50 years time though.
50 years?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Because the 3DS isn't like 50 years old.
That's true.
That's got the Hate Shop.
I still feel Nintendo Switch is not going to die. It's still been out for 7 years and it's not died.
Yeah, but eventually they will cut the servers off.
That's fair because Nintendo have always done that, haven't they?
Yeah, with every console.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting.
Keep the Switch running forever, but it was not on the way out soon, but it'll be maybe like 10, 20 years time.
Yeah, 10, 20 years time, but I still feel like it'll be risky. And it's illegal anyway, but I feel like if they do shut down the eShop for the Switch...
If they shut down the eShop for the Switch, then
you got more of a reason to, yeah.
But anyways, it's time for story number 2 of News of the Week.
Yeah, News of the Week. Story number 2. Right. Now, further Pikmin story, and this time it's why hasn't it done as well? So Miyamoto explains why he thinks Pikmin hasn't been quite as successful as other Nintendo franchises. So, let's see what Miyamoto has to say. He's our hero, isn't he? So it says here that Nintendo recently published an interesting roundtable discussion for the Hyperlink, as the 4th entry is out this Friday. One of the things that Miyamoto has pondered is why the series hasn't become a massive sales success compared to other key Nintendo games. Mr. Miyamoto concedes the fear of losing out your adorable Pikmin could be a key to this. Though he also notes that he believes that this aspect is also one of the franchise's strengths. Reading through a number of Pikmin 4 reviews, you get the overall impression that the development team spends a long time looking at how to make the series more approachable by adding more quality of life elements, and the reviewers and the reviewers all seem to agree that they have accomplished this within Pikmin 4. Now, what was the conversation like? So Miyamoto says, there have been 3 games in this series until now, from Pikmin to Pikmin 3. And personally, I've always wondered, why haven't they exploded more in sales, even though they're so much fun to play? Why do people think they're so difficult? Many people seem to think the characters are cute, but the games themselves are a bit difficult. Pikmin die if you make the wrong decision, so there may be some fear of losing them.
Yeah,
I
don't know about that.
I don't think people want to be. I mean, I like Miyamoto, but that's very like poetic. People have a fear of losing their Pikmin when they die. Like,
to be honest, though, I was always scared when I played Pokemon as a kid that like if one of my Pokemon like fainted, I'd be like, quick, get him back.
Otherwise you'd die. I mean, no, but we're like a fear of like crying.
I don't. To be honest, why would you? Why it's a bit Pikmin die if you make the wrong decision. That seems a bit like dark.
Yeah, it's simple. I played it.
You've made the wrong decision. You're dead.
Yeah, it's like it's quite simple though. Like if you walk down like a path or a cave and you leave one of them stuck in a cave because it can't climb the wall.
Was that what like what's it like your Harvest Moon, like that girl who got stuck in the cave for like 2 weeks?
Oh no,
and she was still alive when you got there.
Exactly, thankfully she's still alive. Yeah, that was a funny game.
How though? What was she eating? Rocks?
Yeah, she found like a recipe for rocks, and I was like, oh yeah, I've been eating rocks.
Let's not go down that path.
She just went down into the river and caught a fish. Like, I want to eat this.
Right. Well, we've got to continue. We're not going down that road again.
No, we're not. Anyway, I think it's just funny because like if you leave, some of the Pikmin have different powers, right? Some can climb, some can do different things. You can throw Pikmin at the wall and like they'll be alive. Like you can use them to open things. Like they're just little things that follow you around. You can like spawn.
Throw it at the wall.
Yeah, throw it. It's just simple. It's just like these little degenerate things. And the funny thing is, like, if you leave, so say one can't climb a wall, right, and you all leave one behind, it'll just be like trying to jump, and it's cute. So it's like, oh, it can't get up the wall. But if you just walk off and leave it there, it'll just disappear. And many people are like, oh, it's died. So I don't think any of us are going to cry.
If you just like throw one like in a cave and then like walk away, that's obviously it's gonna die.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone's going to be crying for like weeks on end because they've lost one of their dear Pikmin, unless they call each one Bob, Andy, Mick, and Steve, and they're like, Andy, Mick, and Steve.
And they might cry. What? And they'll cry themselves to sleep like
every night. Oh, I lost one of my Pikmin. I get over it. Of course, you're going to lose Pikmin. It's Pikmin. The game literally die. Pikmin die all the time in the game. Like, it's not even. They don't even make a big deal out of it. It just kind of like.
To be honest, though, that's not like the same in like Pokemon, right?
Yeah, yeah. Pokemon don't die in Pokemon, do they?
No, unless you're playing Arceus. Oh.
But Pikmin don't actually like. It's not sad. So I don't know. It's not
sad. Yeah. Why don't they have a funeral for it though?
It's just I like how he's making it sound like some really big sad thing. The fear of losing them. They're literally Pikmin, dude. They're generic little.
I think the Nintendo should make a game called Pikmin Legends Arceus, where all the Pikmin are evil and they're trying to kill you, and they've all got red eyes.
I think that would be a great game, not. But anyway, I think let's see there's more. He says, "I get that people find it more difficult when death is a factor." Really, he's getting more and more sad.
I'm joking.
He's like I think Miyamoto thinks that everyone takes Pikmin so seriously that they cry every time they lose a Pikmin.
Like, yeah, I think but it depends if you probably some people might do that, but you probably have to be young.
You have to be young. You have to treasure your Pikmin with all your heart. You know. That's just... But anyway, I get that people find it more difficult when death is a factor, but I think the franchise's strength lies in its relationship with mortality. What's going on, Mr. Miyamoto?
Yeah, but why isn't he saying this about Mario? Like, when Mario gets killed by Bowser, I feel like people just like start crying and like
it's relationship. It's like his relationship with mortality. It's getting really morbid now. Pikmin was never this dark.
Yeah, like imagine someone like sent in a story about this, like about Mario, like, oh, Bowser killed Mario. I shed a tear and threw the game in the bin.
The mortality of losing Mario was too much for me.
Yeah.
And like he's got 10 more lives.
I don't understand this. Like, this came out of Miyamoto's mouth?
Yes.
I think the franchise's strength lies in its relationship with morality. It's a game.
No, mortality.
Mortality.
Yeah, that's like brutal, like darkness, mortality.
Oh yeah, like mortal. Yeah. Yeah, but it's a game. Like it's a little game. Just it's not that deep.
Exactly. It's not that deep, but we'll let him cook. Um, if,
Ah.
if if something is irreversible, you need to figure out a way to prevent undesired things from happening. This is so poetic, Miyamoto. I love him. To try to prevent Pikmin from dying, you need to practice Dandori. What's happening? What's Dandori?
What's that?
It's like yoga. Like you need to practice your meditation.
All right.
It's a game. It's a game. To me, that's what makes this game unique. I think people find Pikmin difficult for two reasons: the controls and the depth of gameplay. I spent a long time mulling over how we can convey these points as interesting rather than difficult. A Japanese word that means to think about planning and efficiency in advance to get things done smoothly. What was the Japanese
that's
word?
Dandori?
Yeah.
That's Dandori. Oh.
Yeah. I like how he's putting like mythology, like Dandori. You need to do this. Feng Shui.
All right.
Kando. Anyway, Kando says, yes, looking at players' reactions to the first 3 games, I've also thought really hard about how to get more people to play this game. In the early stages of development, we prioritized ease of play and experimented with making the controls easy enough for those who aren't used to playing games. We also tested improvements to the camera and AI. Also, it doesn't feel like a Pikmin game if it's not like the first one. That is, if you don't have this Dandori element, where players learn and become more efficient through repetition. I love that.
Same with
every
game.
Dandori hunky dory nonsense. Like,
is that not the same with every game? Where he says, "Hold on."
Yeah.
Where players learn and become more efficient through repetition. I feel like that's the same with most games, though. Like you sort of, if you keep playing it, eventually you'll become more efficient at it.
Yeah, if you keep playing games, you'll become a gamer.
So why?
I mean, I like how poetic they're about it. I mean, we can't. I've got nothing against Kando or Miyamoto, not at all. They've got good points here. All they are is talking about how they improved the game. But
I just feel like they're looking a bit too deep into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Dandori, the concept of mortality. People would cry if they lose their Pikmin. Like, it's just the fear of losing them is too much. It's like the relationship with mortality. Like, since when did Nintendo really think about life's values in a game that no one actually cares about if the Pikmin dies? It's like, let's put this to Mario. You won't last 5 minutes. Like, the fear of losing Mario brings a tear to my eye.
Yeah, I think people.
You have a lot of tears in your eyes, mate, if you're bad at Mario.
Yeah, players need to learn and become more efficient through repetition in Mario Odyssey. Yeah. Otherwise, Mario will die.
They've got a point. Just don't. It's just. I think they're a bit deep. It's quite funny.
I feel like if you're crying over losing one of your Pikmin, I don't think you should be playing any sort of games. Death is a factor in every single game.
Definitely don't get a Tomodachi.
Oh yeah,
Tamagotchi. What's it called?
Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi. That's it.
Yeah, definitely don't get one of them if you cry because you lose a Pikmin.
It's not that deep, honestly. It really is not that deep. So I don't know why they think it's so deep. I don't think anyone actually gets that sad. If they are, they need to rethink how sad they actually are about things. But anyway, interesting stuff. Now, I think we have talked a lot about Pikmin. Now it's time to talk about Pokemon. Pokemon. Right.
I found this when I was on call with you a few days ago, I think.
You did. I've heard about this, like, a couple of friends talking about it. I was like, oh, and then I looked it up and I was like, let's talk about it because I have my views. I'm pretty sure you do too, Rowan. So, Pokemon Sleep finally launches in select regions. So I don't know if it's still. Is it available in the UK yet?
No, I don't think
it's
so.
not.
We're always the last to get stuff.
We're always the last to get stuff. Great. It's a funny thing about slight side point. Japan was the last to get Mario movie released in their country, even though they had a big part to play. And yeah, it got released everywhere else but Japan. Japan was the last bit to get it. So very strange. But anyway, Pokemon Sleep finally releases in select regions. So has finally arrived in certain countries for iOS and Android devices. It's a phone game. It seems to be a staggered launch and will begin rolling out to other regions soon. The Pokemon Sleep app is currently available in Australia, Canada, Latin America, and New Zealand. So if you're in those regions, guys, you can enjoy this game. But for the application to track your sleep and provide you with all important Pokemon themed results, you will need to have your phone near your pillow. Great. Sleep has finally arrived in certain countries for iOS and Android devices. Reading out the same thing. Anyway, Pokemon Sleep, what is it? Do you find yourself struggling to get energized in the morning? I do actually. Has the same old bedtime routine grown tiresome? Actually,
no, not really.
I don't have a bedtime routine.
I don't have a routine.
It's like I go to bed at 6 and wake up at 1.
Sometimes I fall asleep at 1 a.m. Sometimes 3 a.m. Sometimes 12.
Yeah.
Like, it's random every night.
Well, let's see what they have to say. Now you can turn your sleep into entertainment with Pokemon Sleep. Oh. Playing this game is simple. Just place your smartphone by your pillow, then go to sleep. That's not that simple, by the way. Just
No,
look at
no.
just like that, just like that. Waking up in the morning becomes something to look forward to. Your adventure takes place on a small island where you'll carry out research on how Pokemon sleep. You'll work with a large Snorlax who lives on the island, and Neroli, a professor who's studying Pokemon sleep styles.
I find this so funny that it's like this whole backstory. Like we're discovering the Pokemon sleep style. We need to know how they sleep.
I know. It just seems like the Pokemon Go's now taking a bit of a drop. Not many people are playing it. They're like, we need to get a new game.
I love Pokemon Go.
I mean, a lot of people do, but
it's getting more popular. Bro, it came out in 2016. Like I remember that whole hype about it. Like, oh, have you played Pokemon Go?
Yeah, it's not as popular as it was. Now it's kind of fallen in sales and not sales, but in usage. But it seems like they're trying to get people back onto Pokemon apps, and I don't know. Will this be another big thing? I don't think so. It's like
I don't know. I don't think kids care about sleep, do they?
They don't. I mean, it's like everyone was like dying.
I think it's a good attempt. I think it's a good attempt by Nintendo to make sleep appealing to kids. I think that's the thing.
Yeah, Pokemon. I mean, the Pokemon company. I think are Nintendo involved with this? I think
surely.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe, but Pokemon are certainly the company. Capcom.
Well, whoever's doing it, I feel like it's a good attempt to like get kids to like
go to bed,
sleep, go to bed. Because
like Charlie, bedtime.
I don't know about you, but like when like people were kids, that they used to like hate going to bed. They're like, no, I want to stay up.
Yeah. And now I realise.
Now I realise that I took that for granted. Now all I want to do is sleep.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly, I think it's. I don't know. I don't know what to think about.
I have a little grievance with it though. It's okay. It says right. What does it say? Playing this game. Yeah, just place your smartphone by your pillow, then go to sleep.
This is what I have a problem with. Yeah.
Now let me say something. I normally charge my phone overnight because it's always on low battery, right?
Yeah.
And a Pokemon app, I can imagine, will drain your battery like no tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
So if you leave your phone there, it'll probably go from 100 to 0 in like a few hours, won't it?
Oh yeah, there's several problems with this. I was like, not only that, but it's gonna fall off the bloody bed. Like I move around in bed.
I move around a lot in bed.
Balance it on my pillow. I don't want a big phone just on the pillow. I can't have it on my. It's not gonna work. This app is just not gonna work unless you sellotape it to your chest. That's really committed. That is, and also, phones by the head at night actually is high levels of radiation that can cause cancer. So everyone's going to be getting cancer from this app. You know why? Because, like, I mean, if you put your phone on the bedside table, that's fine. It's, like, not near your head, really.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Out of the way. Yeah, that's what I do. And it's just away, you know. But if you're putting your phone on, by your bed, by your brain, like, I'm pretty sure that's not nice. Like, it's not good. My dad told me, like, if you put your phone near your head at night, like, it causes radiation. It has to
be turned on. That's my question.
Oh, yeah. It has to be... Does it have to leave it on? I don't know. I think so. This isn't gonna work. This is not gonna work. They've not thought this through.
I used to have like a Fitbit, you know, those like sort of strap-on watches, and that tracked your sleep because it was.
Yeah, you can wear that at night. Yeah,
it was attached to your wrist, and obviously then it could read your pulse and stuff, and like know when you go to sleep. But I don't know I don't understand how it being next to your pillow. I mean, what does it do? Does it detect like your snoring? Does it have like audio or something? Is it relying on your?
It's like, you slept loudly tonight. Here's an audio file of you snoring.
I don't get it. I honestly don't get it.
I don't get it either, man. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna. Like, well, number one, I mean,
radiation.
Unless it connects to your watch, then yeah. And if you have an Apple Watch, if you're that rich, I mean,
yeah, but who does? Like little kids, they're not gonna have an Apple Watch, are they?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, Pokemon Go is way better than this because it was marketed for a wide audience. Anyone could use Pokemon Go, really, if you had the right phone for it. And this is like you got to put the phone on by your bed. Some of our phones out there, if we're using an old phone, like I've got an iPhone 6S, I know it's terrible, and the battery literally lasts for 5 minutes. As that's an exaggeration, but you might as well say that. It's not gonna trap my sleep. It's gonna trap the first half an hour of my sleep, and that'll be dead. And also, I don't want my phone on my pillow. Like, just why? No. Like, I'm gonna get cancer from my radiation levels if it's like just right near my head.
I imagine that's like a 0.00001% chance of happening.
Yeah,
But
I know, but like still, like
still,
you
if
think
there's
about a phone, like an electronic device, by your head all night. That's a bit, I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
mean, I normally turn off the phone at night if it's anywhere near me.
Yeah, I mean, this is by the
Then there's
bedside
no
table. You're far
radiating.
away. It's like a good it's like far away, So yeah, I mean, bedside table. If it was like this tracks your sleep from your bedside table, then yes, okay, you've got a reason to get this app because it's there. Like it's far away. You don't need to fiddle around with it, really, do you?
No.
But now it's literally on. Like it's like strap it to your chest, put it on your head, swallow it, masturbate with it, do all this stuff with it, and you're gonna get the. I don't know what else are you gonna do. Like it's just, oh man, I don't think this is gonna work. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna. I mean, who's gonna actually commit to doing that every night?
Yeah, wait. All those you'll need for the application to track your sleep, you will need to have your phone near your pillow, where your head is.
Yeah, but okay, near your pillow though. It's on the trailer though. You can't have it on like wood or your bedside table, which you can't do that. That's not neat. That's near the pillow. But
if you even if it didn't even if this problem about not having an electronic device near your head was false, if it didn't exist, that still doesn't change the fact that you'll probably wake up and it'll probably be on the floor because you've been rolling around in bed all night.
Exactly. That's the exact point I've got. I'm not really bothered about radiation.
It'll probably be tracked. It'll probably track the first 20 minutes until it falls off the bed and says, "Oh, you're awake now."
Until I whack my eyebrow on it in the night, and I'm like, "Oh!" Because I just ended up sleeping with my face.
Just think about it. If it has to be near your pillow, if it falls off your bed, then it'll think that you've just woken up. So it'll be like, "Oh, you only got 20 minutes of sleep last night," and it's actually no, it fell off my bleeding bed.
And the battery's gonna die.
The battery's gonna die.
The phone needs you to conserve battery. You can't just drain your battery like that.
Yeah, and plus, if you have it plugged in next to your head, switched on, that's just asking for problems because then it's plugged in.
I think this is going to be a flop. I think it's a nice concept, but a failed attempt.
I don't know. Is it available on Apple Watch? Because that would make more sense.
Yeah, that make more sense, but not everyone has an Apple Watch. So, no. I mean, it's not going to be a good hit as Pokemon. I mean, if they're trying to make the next Pokemon Go, then they're definitely not going to achieve that, I don't think. I'm going to be surprised if this app
you can only play it when you're sleeping. I don't get the point.
Yeah, it's just a little thing on the side. Yeah.
I'm going to try it. I think I'm going to try it one night and see how accurate it actually is.
Yeah, it's like, you got 5 hours. No, I've got 1 hour, you nonce.
But it's one of them things that's like, I don't think it's going to get very popular because, like, I don't know, you can just only play it when you're asleep. Like, surely that defeats the purpose of the game.
Exactly.
You get a higher score. You get a higher score if you sleep. Imagine having a really, really good night's sleep. You wake up and you're like, oh, I bet I got a really good score on Pokemon Sleep. And then you open the app to realise that it only says you got 20 minutes because it fell off in the middle of the night.
Exactly. That's going to be... I'll probably quickly delete the application and be like, what a liar! I didn't get the Pikachu I wanted.
I think there'll be a load of angry people on Reddit who are just like, oh, it's not accurate.
I wanted to get Blastoids, but instead it said I only slept for 20 minutes when I slept for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Disgusting game. It's going to be something like that, isn't it? It's going to be... The Reddit's going to blow up. It's not going to work. It's probably a failed attempt, but a nice idea. Well done. Yeah. Good idea, everyone. But anyway, I think it's time. All this talk about Pokemon sleeping rubbish. I want to have an ad break, Rowan. I think it's time to have
it's that time of the day.
And that time of the day for an ad break. Oh, this tune is absolute vibes. Hey, Elijah, mate, come and check this tune out I've been listening to.
Oh, wow, that sounds really interesting, Judah, but I'm not quite sold on the fact that it sounds as good as the tune I'm listening to. In fact, if you listen to this tune, your mind will be blown away.
What? Really? Let me have a listen. Elijah, I beg to differ. My tune clearly sounded way better.
Is that so? Well, I'm in every mind to object to that, because this is the Nintendo Music Wars.
Hello and welcome to the Nintendo Music Wars, a brand new special and exclusive podcast series.
Each week, me and Judah will bring before you 2 game soundtracks and present 3 of our favourite music tracks from our chosen games.
We will then debate and explain why our chosen soundtrack is better in our own opinion.
Now, me and Judah are extremely biased, so this is where you, yes you, the listener, come in.
Each week we want you all to vote on which soundtrack you thought was best. We will be putting polls out on all our social medias, and this does include Spotify for those of you on Spotify.
And if you're unable to take part in any of the polls, please write in your vote to our podcast email, jrsgaming135@gmail.com.
At the end of each week, we will take in all the votes, and the one of us that gets the most votes that week gets 1 point.
And at the end of the series, the person who gets the most points wins the Nintendo Music Wars.
Elijah, the war is on. I will win this.
Not so fast. We all know who the musician is here.
Listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Or watch on YouTube at the JR's Gaming Podcast.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Nintendo Music Wars. And we are back from the ad break. Before we go on to a quick question of the week, or a quick announcement to say that the Arceus debate is being postponed. The recording date, guys, is being postponed because of course, the busyness. So we're going to be recording it hopefully in August this time. That's our next sort of month to record it in. And it'll probably be released around September, or because that's when I'm going to get it all advertised and everything. It's going to be a big, good episode. So just to let you know, guys, the release date has been probably... jumps a few more weeks, so just to let you know about that, guys.
I'm on the edge of my seat. I want to get. Bro, I've got so much stuff to say.
Oh yeah, you're doing your research.
I'm doing a bit, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm getting ready to smack the game in the face. But anyway, let's move on to question of the week. Question of the week. This week we got a question in from Sky. And Sky says, "Hey, Judah and Roan, I'm your French listener. First of all, a huge welcome to Roan Fern. I missed him a lot. I love the podcast and I haven't missed an episode yet. Please read my message because I'm a committed fan." Well, it's being read.
Yeah.
Nice to meet. Let's give a shout out to Sky. Shout out to Sky, our committed French listener. I have a question too. Do you both have any big, interesting events you hope to bring to the podcast in the upcoming months? I loved the Nintendo Music Wars. Well, it's not over yet, Sky. It's not over yet. We've still got 2 more episodes to do, the finale and episode 10. So look out for that. But anyway, love you both from Sky from France. So, and she's from France. So, first of all, she's happy to see you back, Rowan. Yeah, it's great.
I'm guessing this was like written when I first came back, like a few weeks
ago.
It
came in like last week. Yeah, this email came in last week from Sky. Yeah. And she said that she's missed Rowan and she's been a committed fan. I haven't missed an episode yet. Well done, Sky. There's been over like bloody 60 episodes of the podcast. We've done it for a year. We really do appreciate people like you. Honestly, people like you make the podcast go round. Honestly, so thank you, Sky. But she's done a good question here. She said, "Do you hope to do any big podcasting events?" Well, yeah. There's the Christmas one that I'm thinking of doing. I'm thinking of like a big, for Christmas time. We've been thinking about this. I'm thinking of doing like a big Christmas event. So we're gonna be probably get several people on. And we'll all do some sort of quiz. We'll do gifts. We might be in the same room. We might not be. Live stream, maybe. I'm getting something together, Sky, for Christmas. It'll be a big event. And we'll read out the awards. We'll do awards. Maybe we'll give out awards, Who knows?
I mean,
budget.
Do you think we'll do something, I think, as well, they were thinking as well about sort of like other series, like Nintendo Music Wars is one of them.
That's our first ever proper exclusive series. And of course, the Arceus debate is another exclusive event. That's not a proper episode, that's a debate. At the moment all we've got on the cards is Nintendo Music Wars is closing up in a few weeks. I need to record the last 2 episodes. It's not been regular, unfortunately, but it's still going out there. And then of course the next event is Arceus. That's the next big event, and then of course Christmas after that. So as for any other events, I think we kind of just we see a blank space, don't we, Rowan? And we're like, what could we do?
I think we'd have to discuss it between ourselves on like a Discord call or something. We could like spitball ideas.
We'll need to, of course, have a discussion with the team.
Because I think we definitely need to do like another series. It can't just end at the Music Wars. I think.
Oh yeah, but always constantly going to be doing new things for the podcast. It's going to be every single episode each week. We're also going to do exclusive things to make it more fun. The podcast to have some fun things to it. But yeah, we'll be discussing it after Christmas. We'll be discussing what to do next. Of course, we'll have a chat with the team because we're a team. We've got me, Rowan, and a bunch of other people that run the podcast to help do it in all sorts of ways. So I'll have a chat with them and all of us, of course, and we'll see what you want. But Sky, the most important thing is that you let us know. Guys, you let us know. What do you want us to do? We'll do what you want to do, honestly. So if you've got any bigger ideas, like jump off a cliff, do skydiving while recording an episode, we'll do it. We'll do it. If it's diving, doing scuba diving while recording an episode underwater, we'll do it. It'll be hard to hear though because
Yeah.
bubbles everywhere. If you want us to run a marathon while recording a podcast, we'll do it. If you want, you get the picture, don't you?
Yeah.
Just give us ideas. Give us ideas. Probably not as crazy as them because probably won't do that. Send in your ideas. What about you, Rowan? Have you got any? Yeah, apart from the anything Christmas event, what would you like to see on the podcast?
I'm not too sure. I mean, Music Wars probably something similar to that, where it's like,
It's like involves the audience and like gets them to vote.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I really don't know.
We'll have to see.
Something we talk about.
We'll talk about it. But yeah, there definitely is. They're not short of events, guy. We've got 2 events coming up, and of course we will have guests on as well. I've got a few guests lined up for the future. So guests, we're never short of guests. But yeah, thanks very much for the love there, Sky, and I hope you're doing well in France. But for now, guys, we've just run out of time. It's time. It's been a good episode. Please send in your questions and comments to jailsgaming135@gmail.com. Please subscribe or follow us on whatever platform you're listening from and leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. And this will help us out greatly and get the podcast around. Our socials, I always rush this part. Our socials will be in the description below. Our Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, website, and Discord, of course. But until then, it's a goodbye from me.
And a goodbye from me. And remember, it's only 155 days till Christmas.
Bloody hell.